Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. All right, another day, another dollar here. So Biden had a rally in North Carolina, I believe, and he was on. You know, feisty, cracking jokes, speaking firmly. He was coughing a little bit during it, so he still has the effect of the cold. But a night and day difference from the performance we saw the previous night. I don't know what happened, if it was by design that he decided to not show any energy whatsoever, if that was physical illness or exhaustion, if it was, there was a form of gaslighting going on with Trump that should have been seen a mile away. I don't know. The person that showed up at the rally today would have done just fine last night. It's exactly what he needs to be. I don't know what happened, but I like the change. I would say this. That's who I thought Biden was. What I saw last night was just wretched. For those leaving comments, it's not like I'm not going to vote for Biden. I mean, that's what it is. I don't understand what happened last night. And it's like rooting for somebody like your sports team or something like that and seeing them go in completely and utterly unprepared for the game. You know they're better than that, and you're just gobsmacked on how unprepared they were for whatever last night was. Trump lied about everything. CNN provided no fact checking. I don't think they ever said they were going to do it. CNN's owned by conservative media. That's what we can kind of expect from CNN henceforth. I've deleted them off my Firefox searches because they don't deserve the web traffic. Now, I've said I was going to do that before, and that's when they were doing all sorts of crazy stuff about 6-8 months ago. But I've slipped back to them because, well, it gives me a good idea of kind of what's going on. Guess I'm going to be stuck with AP News and their pop-up ads that come up all the time. But I want to look at one of the things that I was not impressed, curious to see what would happen. There were things people saying, oh, well, the donors are going to want Biden out, and it's time for Biden to step down. Biden's not stepping down. He is not stepping down. That's not happening. Don't even start down that path. You're wasting your time and your energy. But Gavin Newsom, but Kamala Harris, but Pete Buttigieg. No, it's not happening. There was like one woman from Kansas who's a Democrat that said Biden should step down. She's the only one. So I want to look at the energy around the support for Biden. Not so much what happened last night. I can't explain it, and there would be no adequate explanation that went on. But I want to look at the support that Biden is getting from the Gavin Newsoms and the Kamala Harrises, okay? It's almost 10 o'clock at night. I have been struggling trying to figure out what I was going to read on today because nothing sounded interesting, and it was all just going to be piss and vinegar. This one is maybe not quite so much piss and vinegar, but it is for entertainment purposes only. Question is, asking about the support Biden is getting from Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, and other leaders in the Democratic Party. The Fool card. It's a brand new day. It's the start of the post-debate campaign. There's no other way to describe that Biden looked unprepared or prepared for the wrong test. He studied algebra for a history test. That's kind of the look he had on his face. And now I got to circle the wagons and start again. Renew your support for Biden as he goes on this journey. And there's your renewed support. Things looked bad last night, but he's got the support of the Democratic Party. Hakeem Jeffries was asked if Biden should step down, and he said no, which is a word and a full sentence. And the lover's card. The other interesting thing with the North Carolina campaign stop was the crowd was really into it and were really cheering Joe Biden. And I think he needed that. I think we all needed that. I think we also all needed to see the Joe Biden that we saw last night, and maybe, just maybe, the Joe Biden we saw today is going to be the Joe Biden going forward, and that the Joe Biden from the debates is dead in the water, and it will not resurface again. These are great cards, by the way. In the past, tell me that's not the look from last night. That's exactly what he looked like. He looked dumbstruck, beaten, exhausted, and just loopy. Just the blank look on his face. Again, that was the first 15 minutes. A lot of people suffered through the first 10 or 15 minutes and turned it off. I don't blame you. It got better through the middle part of it as Biden sort of started to get outraged and upset. But he faltered at the end. It's like they had a plan of what he was going to intro with and what he was going to exit with, and that plan wasn't working. For the environment he was in, that plan didn't work. It was a great plan for the algebra test. Problem was this was a history exam. Current situation is the devil. Trump and his minions, I'm sure, were having the greatest day ever today. Biden looked feeble. He looked feckless. He looked like the lazy old, the sleepy Joe that Donald Trump talks about all the time. But now he's got, he's working uphill. It's an uphill battle from this one right here. And he's got to defeat the devil. He's got to go forward with a message. Again, the message needs to appeal to younger people. Snarky Joe is more appealing to younger people than Joe talking about 800,000 jobs made. My brother, I was talking with him today, yelling at him, because clearly it's all his fault, saying, Gary was of the opinion, you don't have to tell him that 852,000 new jobs were created. Say hundreds of thousands of jobs were created. Just speak in generalities. If people want to know the exact number, they can look it up. Stop burdening Biden with minutia. He doesn't need to know the numbers to that many significant figures. Round it up and go with it. But he's got to, again, appeal to young people on this one. Young people, independents, and women, but young people especially. And women. The lesson to be learned is the Empress. First off, taking care of your health and taking care of business. But the other messaging is you have to hammer Roe v. Wade. Hammer it, hammer it, hammer it. Trump freely admitted that he put those Supreme Court justices on there. He's taking credit for Roe. Not only hit Trump with it, but hit all the GOP. Make them wear that burden. Women will get us through this. Young people will get us through this. Those are the votes you need to garner. For young people, you need to motivate them to show up. That's the biggest one. With women, you need to remind them that it's not just them that they're voting for. Mothers, sisters, daughters, nieces, etc. King of Swords is the outcome. No more BS. No more sugarcoating it. Call it like it is. Call it black and white. Call it like it is. Again, you can be snarky. You can have a sense of humor. But no more doddering old man. No more fool. We can't do this. You do that, and this country's screwed. Okay, I'm overstating it. In the end of the day, people, what are you going to vote for? The guy that kind of was, had a blank look on his face and was mouth breathing, or the guy that wants to bring you a dictatorship and an oligarchy? Which one are you going to vote for? Because voting for RFK is not the answer. Or any other party. You've got Biden and you got Trump. Do not slip back into the Biden that we saw last night. That was an embarrassment. And I think that's what angered me so much. It's like, I don't know what test you were studying for, but it was pretty obvious what the test was going to be, and you looked unprepared for what you were to deliver. He's got support. I kind of got distracted on that. I was asking about support that he was getting here. The overarching energy. Let's see. The lesson to be learned was the Empress. I believe that's, again, that could be Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris, I think, has developed a fondness for Joe Biden. After the whole school bus thing, especially with the comment, she was on fire last night about the vice president supports the president, unlike Trump's vice president doesn't support him. Kamala Harris is a beast. And I think she's being underutilized. And again, it might be time for some Biden surrogates to get out there and raise some cane. And I'm going to ask that. Will your Gavin Newsom's, Kamala Harris's, and Gretchen Whitmer's and more, will proxies be out there, just beating bushes and going after folks? Joe's maybe too nice a guy in that one. Gavin Newsom doesn't care. He'll go debate, folks on Fox News and the host and who did he debate? Oh, it's DeSantis. Was it DeSantis and Hannity versus Gavin Newsom? What about the support staff? Or the support staff, what are they going to do? Going to go out and beat bushes? The moon card, it's not known. It's a mystery. Maybe it's a plan, a secret plan. We'll see what's happening here. Crossed with the Five of Swords. The winner takes all. And getting the messaging out. I think there's going to be an effort to get proxies out there. They're going to be talking with them, saying, hey, what do you want for your future? We need you all in. And that is the one thing that, if you want to look for silver linings from last night, it looks like the Democrats are closing ranks around Biden. And that's good to see. Maybe they needed to do that. I don't know. Mystery card. In the past, the Page of Wands. I don't think there's been a real strong effort to support Biden. He's kind of been doing it on his own, and folks have been doing their own thing. I haven't seen a big concerted effort behind him. Current situation is Queen of Swords. What do you want? What's it going to be? Literally, this is that moment of, are you in or are you not in? And if you're in, what are you going to do about it? Because this is for all the marbles. Overarching energy is Temperance. Patience, integration, detoxification. I think you're going to see folks coming in asking what they can do to help and trying to figure out a way to integrate additional folks into it. The lesson to be learned is the Sun card. The moon the sun is eclipsed by the moon, and there's mystery and confusion with it. The lesson to be learned with this is you've got to get rid of that confusion. You've got to show that support for this, because and again, I went through what the lesson was. I got the moon card. I think I got the narcissist card too. Biden needs support, and it's got to be a team effort, a full court press by the Democrats. Yeah, outcome the Five of Wands, the drunken hillbilly brawl card. Go out there and raise hell. Stop sipping your Chardonnays and being all passive. Guess what? I was talking about, going out there and beating on the bushes and taking it to them. This is what I'm talking about. Go out there and raise hell. Bring that energy up. Otherwise, we're all going to be depressed and moping around. We don't need, pity party for a day, but we need to get moving here. There isn't an option. We've run out of time. Now, fortunately, this debate happened in the end of June, and the election is in November. So we're talking 4.5 months before the election. if even that, 4 months before the election. And a lot of things can happen in 4 months. And, you know, if we get a string of wins, this whole debacle is going to seem like, you know, a whole lot of nothing, a lot of pearl clutching for no good reason. But you're going to have to string together some wins if you want that to manifest. So how are you going to do that? Well, you're going to go out there and you are going to grab the bull by the horns. Attack. Bring that energy. It's not one of the things that the Democrats do best. The Republicans do it really well. Democrats not so much. Democrats need to learn. Okay. What do I want to follow this up with? Lesson to be learned from this. I was asking this last night. Actually, I asked, why was Biden sick? What's the lesson to be learned from the debate from last night and Biden's North Carolina thing and folks closing, the Democrats closing ranks around Biden? What's the lesson we're supposed to learn from this? 6 of Swords. Going from turmoil to calmer shores. Planning ahead, moving forward. The Hermit card. Finding your path forward, maintaining your path. Yeah, I guess sometimes we go through the rapids, take on some water on the boat, but you're not panicking yet. The boat didn't capsize. You took on some water, you got wet. It was embarrassing. It was not our finest moment in the boat, but keep moving. Keep your values, keep messaging. Message, message, message. And I don't mean message like we created 823,922 jobs. No. Talk about what Democrat values are. Why it matters to young people, to women, to independent voters. Why it matters. Hammer it home. Tell them what the Republicans are looking at doing and explain why you're different. Take charge. It's time to go beat the bushes. Get active. Show a lot of energy here. Yeah, things didn't go according to plan. Now, does that mean you need to change plans? It might. If your plan was to keep going down in this rocky area, you need a new plan. You maybe need to rethink things. Or if you deviated from your plan, you need to go back. Just remember, there's another test coming up in a very short while, and you need to make sure you've studied the right subjects for it this time, because you're going to damage yourselves and your reputation of Joe Biden if he does not perform in this next debate. And he needs to look like the Joe Biden that was out in North Carolina today. Again, not in a good mood last night, as you might have noticed. Not in a good mood this morning. Not in a good mood this afternoon. Not really in a good mood now, but better. Yeah, felt good to yell at Gary. It's his fault, damn Republicans. Now, Gary was wildly unimpressed with what happened too, and he gets it. And he's trying to talk me off the ledge. It's just one night. It's not a big deal. Elections aren't decided by debates. Obama had a lousy debate. A lot of presidents, when they're going for re-election, have lousy debates. But I can honestly say that no presidential election has more writing on it than this one does. 2020 had a lot writing on it, don't get me wrong. But we saw what happens when Trump loses. And he's told us what he's going to do if he wins. 2020 was a 9 out of 10. This one's a full 10 out of 10. So hopefully the Democrats have learned from this and will build some momentum and right the ship, get it pointed in the right direction, and keep going on. We got 4 months. Thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your likes, shares, comments, everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so this video makes it out to a wider audience. To folks discovering this channel recently or for the first time, welcome to the channel. Hope you found this reading insightful. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.